Where is my Facebook? Okay, I did a podcast not too long ago on Facebook, a few weeks back, and I just want to touch up with that rally. I think I did a podcast before the rally started, and these were my scribbles on the weekly chart. But before I go back on the monthly and wipe that out, I always find it interesting to look at my scribbles. I had identified here the pullback, and here I didn't know. I had identified my monthly defined supports, turn resistance, natural support, not yet tested, and I had two scenarios. Either went down, hit that monthly defined support, and come back to this monthly defined support and resistance, and then down, or go back up, test the monthly defined breakdown line, now resistance, bounce off the 30-week moving average. Hold on, let me move that. See, it's starting to go down. So we're on the way to testing that breakdown line. Will it happen? Well, we'll have to see. As soon as we start having a red candle, as soon as we have a weekly close red, when we see the Mansfield strength starting to turn over to resume its decline versus is the SPX, then we'll know. But right now, still going up, and we could be hitting that sweet spot right there, guys. Okay, zoom in on the what? Zoom out. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, look at all these levels. I can't erase that. That's gold. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at all these pieces. Now put them back, Pat. No. Okay. So where are we now? The pullback's happening. We're bouncing off that monthly defined support. We're going back up, testing that monthly defined resistance, support and resistance. And let's see how far we are from that 12-month moving average, guys. I like 5% when it pulls back within 5% of the 12-month moving average. Right now we're at, kind of still far away. How far? We're still 10% away from the 12-month average. So there's still room for that price action to go back up. I'll move that. Whoa. Move back up. Hit that resistance and then go back down. And then go like that. That'd be the ideal. So right now you might be tempted, I'm going to pull the trigger. It's bounced back enough, but you don't know, right? It could bounce back even more. Let the chart tell you when it starts slowing down, when it starts reverting, because you don't have to wait for a monthly candle close red to confirm that this was the turnaround on the monthly. What you do is, it's like I don't know if it's waves, like the smaller boats. Smaller boats going to be able to turn faster than a medium-sized boat, and it's going to be able to turn faster than a big boat. This is like a cargo big boat. The monthly candle chart takes time to slow. So if you want to get ahead of the curve, what you do is you zoom in on the daily. If the daily starts flipping over, giving you signs, I have a daily close, right? Because before you have a weekly close that's red to show you that you're starting to turn over. Holy Moses, this chart. Before you have the weekly telling you that you're starting to roll over, well, the daily has to start rolling over. And then when you have that weekly close, that red candle telling you that you might be rolling over, that the pullback might be complete. And you need those weekly closes to eventually have a monthly close that's red. What are we hitting, guys, on the daily? On the daily, we're hitting Ichimoku cloud defined resistance that we've been building on the way down. We're above. Here we had a bounce down off the 50-day moving average. We busted above. We're going through the Ichimoku cloud, and we're going to see if this is going to drag us down from here. Oh, move that. I'm just moving stuff. And then we'll see if we bust through. Then we have that monthly defined resistance on the way to that 200-day moving average. So giving some signs of on the daily of turning over to the upside. We just have one daily close. Let's see at the end of the week. Tomorrow is going to be Thursday, Friday, or when this is published, Thursday. Going to be Thursday and Friday. See how it closes. If it starts turning back down, or else we could really be going back here to the monthly defined support and resistance. Volume contracting. Nothing spectacular here. Whoa. What am I doing, Pat? Let me look at those red candles. Yeah, you had red candles on those big red down days, and after that, volume has been contracting on this way back up. Where's my weekly? Let's see if we have some divergence on the weekly chart, guys. I don't often do that. I haven't been doing that for a while. But when you start getting some divergence on the weekly chart, right here you had some close at top. Higher highs on the price action. A slight divergence. And you weren't able to make higher highs on the RSI. And then that means you're eventually maybe going to have to consume some bearish. It's like fuel. I see that, the divergence as taking a big breath of air. And after that, exhale until you run out, you exhaust that divergence. It's been used up. And then after that, you start building. Then you look on the way down. Am I having bullish divergence? And right here on the weekly chart, we did not have bullish divergence because the price action made new lows and the indicator made new lows. If we would have seen lower lows on the price action, but the RSI not make lower lows, we could say, oh, we're going to have same thing. We're going to have a energy buildup that we're going to be able to explode on the upside. Right now, for me to have some bullish divergence, like there's not many peaks here on the price action, some really well-defined highs where I could say, okay. But right now, maybe this one here. Higher highs on the indicator, lower highs. So even the indicator's puffing up, but that's the gas tank, the breath of air. And after that, it's just going to be able to push the price action so high until it hits a monthly defined resistance, when it hits some of the 30-week moving average, when it hits Ichimoku cloud, all that weight of evidence, all these roadblocks are going to start slowing it down. And then you have just a bearish divergence saying, okay, you stretch that elastic enough, that pullback needs to pull back down. And then after that, you get a good risk reward. We could even check here distance from 30-week moving average. Ooh, even closer. Sweet spot, 5%. It's not a science yet, just 8%. So you're starting to close in on that 30-week average. So the price action, if it really kisses here and you get really close to 30-week average, that could be a good risk to reward entry, guys. Especially starting to have that divergence on the weekly chart. Everything adds up. You're going to have a lot of resistance right here. A lot of that support, important monthly defined support. It's going to be turned resistance. Let's see distance from the... Ooh, what else? Let's go look on the monthly. Oh, man, all these scribbles. Patrick, that is not serious. Ooh, on the monthly, we're just exiting oversold territory right here. That pullback right here, again, that's taking the breath in, releasing it, and then after that, you're going to be maybe able to go back underwater for a longer period right now. So maybe there's still some room up. Maybe next few weeks, maybe try to go really touch that. What's my breakdown level? 157 level. And after that, I think the indicators are going to start rolling over. Keep an eye on it. If we really close next few weeks, close January below that line, that could be a good start to know that we're going to start rolling over and give you a great risk to reward entry higher up. So on the monthly, hasn't rolled over yet. Let's go look on the weekly. See, the gas tank before you plunge back, or the oxygen tank. I have all these analogies. Before you plunge back into underwater right here, oversold territory. Look at the weekly. It's been resetting strong. And whoop! So even on the weekly, you could have signs of turning around. It has enough oxygen to be able to take a big breath and go back down underwater. Monthly, maybe not. Weekly, you definitely have some juice left. Here again, let's go look on the daily. The daily is probably almost considered overbought. Yeah, that's right. So on the daily, it's ready to turn over. Is there anything particular there? You see here, you had on the daily, you had some clues. Really fun during divergence right here. Lower lows on the daily. And higher lows on your indicator. So that means you're ready to, you have energy built up, and you're ready to bounce back up when, if you hit some support or anything important, you get sucked back up. But remember, daily, you can have a lot of these, a lot of build-ups and releases, days at a time. But all of that is condensed in the weekly. So you see the weekly, you're not overselling yet because it's condensing all that. It's moving slower. But when it releases on the weekly, you're going to get bigger price moves, less whipsaw chance, more impressive moves. And on the monthly, well, the monthly is the ultimate build up. So when you build up here for like years and you go down, you get a lot of strength, big move, fast period of time. How much was that? How that pullback? Whoa, no, not that one. Let's experiment with, no, Fibonacci's up here. Fib retrace. That was, we did a 38% retrace, almost 50. Wait, higher up. Yeah, closing in on 50% retrace, didn't quite make it. So we're bouncing back up, and this could actually bounce back maybe to the golden ratio, 61%. And who knows how low it could go. There's a lot of air here, not a lot of periods of a lot of support defined through resistance, big breakouts. Right here we have some where I put these lines, where I tried to isolate some zones where I had some monthly defined support. So always remember, monthly candle chart, that's your big reservoir. That's the one telling you. So the monthly chart is telling me that this should still have some energy to pull back up. The weekly is telling me that there's still some room up, but it could turn anytime and use up that accumulated energy. And the daily is telling me that it's ready to expend energy. It's ready to pull back down right now. And one more thing. This, you see, it's overbought. This is normal condition in a stage 2, especially on the monthly, in a stage 2 breakout. In a bull market, this is normal. You're supposed to be an overbought. You see, it's not, it has to go back down to oversold. No, it doesn't. It goes up slowly, resets, goes up slowly. Same thing here. Sometimes here, you're at the bottom. I'm telling you the monthly has to go back up. But the 12-month moving average is already turning over, guys. So if the 12-month average is turning over, just like the 12-month average here was turning upwards and it stayed in up the zone, it's only natural to think that on the monthly, in a downtrend, this could be staying a long time under the in the underwater territory, oversold, guys. So yeah, it could reset. It should reset a little bit because of that pullback. But it doesn't have to go all the way back to oversold territories to be able to plunge back down, guys. And I guess on the monthly, if it does go back to oversold territories, that stage 4 is probably going to be broken. We're probably going to be in the stage 3. We're going to be above that monthly candle close, that 12-month moving average. We're going to be over that. Might start even flattening. So if that ever goes up here, this indicator, the fast stock on the monthly, stage 4 is probably going to be compromised, severely compromised. So I guess I wouldn't put too much energy in this one, telling me that we have to pull back up harder. Daily's ready to go down, and weekly is just about to, guys. Okay, we're closing in on that zone. Check 157. If it turns over there on the daily, probably a good short entry, low risk environment, guys. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks, guys.